Okay, George, you were about to tell me the first thing about roses. The first thing to do.
Well, the first thing about roses or pruning anything is to take the deadwood off, which is any time there's any branches that are dead, and almost every shrub will have some deadwood on it. And I don't think it makes any scientific sense, but I've found over the years simply deadwooding, taking the wood off the branches or twigs that are dead already, somehow stimulates the plant to do better. I'm sure there's no scientific evidence for that, but based on my empirical experience, the first thing you do is take off the deadwood. Seems to stimulate more healthy growth. When you do make your pruning cuts, that they are to a node instead of like out here somewhere. Like you can see this piece of branch is it was cut off in the middle of the branch and it's died back, which means that there's a real good chance that it's going to develop some disease. So the very first thing you do is you take all the stubs, all the dead wood off. Wherever you find it. Oops, oh, there it is. Sure you have good sharp pruning equipment. Okay. So we've gone around this whole plant and pretty much taken off all the deadwood and begin to get familiar with the plant. That's one other good thing about taking out deadwood is that you begin to get familiar with a particular plant and what its needs are. Now this was transplanted, so we don't want to take too much off, but generally you want to have roses growing in a traditional vase shape, which basically all the branches come up and they form a kind of a vase, so that there's no crossing branches. So I would probably take very much off of this particular plant because it's been transplanted, and the most foliage it has is better. Although unfortunately, well, see, if I take this branch off right here, then it opens up the whole rose bush. So it's kind of a judgment call. Take that branch off, and it opens up the What I'm going to suggest you do is that you get a block of wood, probably a piece of cedar, and just bring this apart using a block of wood to separate, to push this out, which gives you your vase shape. The other alternative is to take it off right here. And the reason I hesitate to do that is because it's just been transplanted and it really needs all the green it can get. That's what I would suggest.
Why cedar?
Because cedar is it'll last a long time, but it could be any chunk of wood, and It could be a dowel, it could be a piece of fencing. It's nothing really fancy. Cedar just comes to mind because you just cut it to whatever length that you can use to push these two apart, and just sit it in there and allow the friction or the tension to hold it in there. And then same way with this one is I would hesitate to take anything off right now other than the deadwood and the stubs, because it wants as much green as possible to keep it healthy.